Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode number 61 in the book of John. Today is going to be about don't judge me. And at the end, we're not going to. You're not going to need to. Here's the story. This is from John chapter 8, verse 12. Again, Jesus spoke to them saying, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness. So he's introducing this concept of light and dark. He who follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. And then from the rest of this, the whole paragraph here, you're going to get complaints. Here they are. So the Pharisees said to him, you're bearing witness about yourself. Your testimony is not true. Jesus answered, even if I do bear witness about myself, my testimony is true, for I know where I came from and where I'm going. But you do not know where I come from or where I am going. You judge according to the flesh. Listen to this. Jesus says, I judge no one. Yet, even if I do judge, my judgment is true. For it is not I alone who judge, but I and the Father who sent me. In your law it's written that the testimony of two people is true. I am the one who bears witness about myself, and the Father who sent me bears witness about me. They said to him, therefore, where's your Father? Jesus answered, you know neither me or my Father. If you knew me, you would know my Father also. These words he spoke in the treasury as he taught in the temple, but no one arrested him because this hour had not yet come. So today, the thrust of this is the Lord wants us to walk an illuminated existence. I remember one time I was lost, and it sounds crazy. I was lost in a hotel room. It was so dark. I don't know, I was getting up to go to the bathroom or something, and I couldn't remember exactly, and I couldn't find it. I'm walking around, and it was pretty unpleasant. So this light and dark thing is why do we love the darkness? Why is this even attractive? Because I found it locally dangerous and slow and a little fearful and not very productive. And walking in the light, on first blush, it sounds so much more attractive. It's locally safe. It's more productive. You have directionality. And the Lord says you get to walk with me. So in my mind, it sounds really much more attractive. So what am I missing? What is this passage missing? Why is it that we already love the darkness? Well, it's because of our evil activity, lest our works are exposed. Other places in the Bible tell us that. So the Pharisees in here, after they say this light and darkness, says, we don't even have to listen to your testimony because your testimony is wrong. And Jesus straightens them out and says, hey, I'm bearing witness about myself. And the Pharisees think that Jesus acts and says things the way that people do, pridefully and self-promoting and deceitfully, rather than what they should be doing, which is, hey, light has come into the world, and I recognize the light. I see Jesus, and I see the Father, and admit this is way better than darkness. I'm going to jump into the light. Kind of at first blush, I think this passage is like, where do I sign up? I couldn't sign up fast enough to walk in the light. And though our experience is 100% different than that, it's difficult to move people from darkness into light. It seems difficult to move people, impossible without the Lord, to move people from outside the kingdom to inside the kingdom. And why is it so hard sometimes? Well, the answer is because we love the darkness. And why do we love the darkness? So that our works don't get exposed. So I want to emphasize this phrase, Jesus judges no one. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to be judged. You've got your tenses wrong. It doesn't mean that you haven't been judged in the past. And it doesn't mean that you don't stand currently as judged. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to be judged in the future. What it does mean is that you're already judged. It's not necessary to do it again. Re-judgment is not necessary. What's necessary, and what the Gospels are about and the New Testament is about rescue. You already stand at this moment in front of a savior, a rescuer. That means you stand as a judged person in need of the rescue. I think of the passage in John 3:16, for God so loved the world God did not send his son into the world to condemn the world, but in order that the world might be saved. All that's the good news, the happy news. But then 3:18, whoever believes in him is not condemned, but whoever does not believe is condemned already because he's not believed. So we cry, hey, don't judge me. Well, I got news for you, everybody. That ship has already sailed. You were judged when? In the Garden of Eden. It's already been done. So that's why Jesus can say, I judge no one now. At this moment in time, everybody's standing in a condemned posture. You're already condemned. So you started the day condemned. You're already on the highway of the hell, already in the dark, already loving the darkness, and not, volitionally walking into the light, lest your works be exposed. And then 3:19, again, John 3:19, this is the judgment. The light is come into the world, and people loved the darkness rather than the light because their works were evil. And everyone who does wicked things hates the light and does not come into the light, lest his works be exposed. So some have made this line of Jesus, I judge no one, your life verse, judge not. Well, often this means that the person is loving the darkness lest their works be exposed. It's like hiding in the dark. You don't want exposure. It's like playing peekaboo with the 2-year-old. And their mindset, if I just close my eyes, you can't see me. Well, if I stay in the dark, you won't expose my works. But here's the deal. Jesus says, I already see you. Your works are already exposed. You don't need judgment. You already got it. What you need is rescue. So when you say, don't judge me, I kind of agree. I'm not going to judge you. Why? I don't need to. You already are. That's what Jesus is saying. The gospel isn't primarily about judgment. That's been done. Read the Old Testament. It's about rescue. You need a rescue. You need the light. So I'm glad that the Savior has come. Let's stop hiding in the dark. Come to the light. Thanks for listening.